Hello everybody. Today I'd like to continue the topic which was actually discussed in previous video blog, and this is the technology behind merging several companies into one database, or one company in Microsoft Dynamics GP. The detailed review of the technology was in the first web session, which you can find on YouTube. This is the second session where I'd like to actually answer questions which I got after the first session. Let me do introduction of the product and why it is needed. Let's assume that you are acquiring, let's say, another business where you are running Dynamics GP, and this second entity which you actually have to merge with your company, it is also on Dynamics GP but maybe different version. So what you do, you update it to your version, and then you merge data from the acquired company into your main operation database, let's say your company database. And what typically needs to be transferred is general ledger, apparently, and in general ledger you transfer chart of accounts, and before you transfer, you define, let's say, segment for your main company and segment for your branch. So you basically do cleanup in chart of accounts if it is not yet done, and the account structure should be the same. And then you transfer accounts, all the accounts from the branch into your main operations, plus you transfer general ledger entries for the current year and for all historical years from the branch into main company. That's regarding general ledger. And then you typically transfer receivable management module and then payable management module. Also, you may decide to transfer additional modules, including, let's say, sales order processing, maybe purchase order processing, maybe inventory control, and maybe something like add-ons, if you use add-ons or customizations. Written in Dexterity, in this case, we need to work with you to analyze tables in this custom add-on or third-party add-on. Now, let me just give you another example where you need to combine data for multiple companies. Let's imagine you have many partners in your group, and each partner is actually running independent legal entities, but in fact it is tightly connected to your group and to your main operations. And you have the same vendors, potentially the same customers, and maybe similar products which you sell from the group, and each partner sells or uses the same suppliers or service providers. And you need to know for the whole group the consolidated results, let's say consolidated reports for expenses by vendor, by product, by the type of expense. Plus, you potentially should know the cost of goods sold for the products that you sell and purchase from, and you sell, let's say. And you need it not just for like one legal company, but you need it for the whole group. There are several ways to do this. Assuming that you're running multiple companies in Dynamics GP, you can use, first of all, consolidated financial reporting in Microsoft Management Reporter. But that's not all, because you need data by module, where you need to specify the vendor, you need to specify the customer, you need to specify the item ID or service name. And in this case, you may deploy, let's say, a few reports that are available now out of the box in business intelligence. SSRS, SQL Server Reporting Services, where you can deploy multi-company reports. You have a few reports in sales, in purchasing, and in general ledger by categories. And then whatever is missing there, you have to do, let's say, in custom reports. Likely you have to export data from each company, where you print reports in each company by module, let's say sales reports, and then you combine or let's say create consolidated reports by modules for the whole group, likely in Excel. Maybe you use more sophisticated tools, but what I've seen, that Excel is the way to go here. Apparently Excel is a good tool, but it requires you to spend a lot of time for somebody to do the job manually, to combine all these reports into one consolidated, and apparently it is open for human mistakes. So this report, consolidated reports, need to be verified by maybe several times before you can present it to your shareholders or management. Let me begin answering the questions that I got. The first question was like this. Let's say we are currently on version 2013 and we plan to upgrade to 2015 or maybe 2016. We need to decide. Do you have scripts already for version 2016, or you would have to update them to be compatible with this new release? I have to say that the nature of our scripts does not, it is virtual neutral, so meaning that we don't really specify all the fields in the table, and likely the tables which we transfer will get new fields in each new version, like tables like customer master, vendor master, open purchases, open accounts payable, or open accounts receivable, transactions, and historical counterparts of this, they would have additional fields likely. So instead of specifying all the fields, we use construction select star, and I'll show you this in the script itself. So this means that our scripts are version independent, so we don't really have to deal with the versions. We just need to, I mean, when scripts is running, it automatically will adjust itself for the version by select star construction or insert.
Okay, let's take a look at the scripts. We are here transferring a GL account master file table, which is GL 00100. And this first select into statement actually creates table which is not technically temporary, but just specified like temporary in the same database. As you can see, it uses the constructions of star, meaning that all the records, all the fields from this table will be copied into here, including one field which is identity column, and its name is Dexrow ID. As you know that if you do select into statement, then identity column cannot be specified until you need it. So we just drop this column in our temporary table. That's second script. This drop column will allow us to insert with star from this temporary table. Okay. Alright, so now the next step what we do update account index by 10,000, assuming that the maximum number of accounts in our main company is 10,000. It may, in your case, it might be only let's say 100. So in this case, this increment should be 100 or maybe 500. So it's just for each customer it's individual. And then the only field that we need to update in account master is this account index to make it unique. So, and then this statement basically uses select star into construction which moves all the records from temporary table into this account master table. Then what we do, don't forget drop table GL00100 TMP, meaning that you may have multiple companies to merge. So each time, I mean, if you do this, the second one, you will hit into the problem with existence of this temporary table from previous process. So this example shows you that the method we use is actually neutral to versions. So we don't really need to update our scripts for a new version.
The second question I got from IT people with SQL programming skills from the companies. They ask me, are you taking care about all the tables? Let's say in account master, for example, you have 5 or 6. Do you transfer all of them? The answer is no. You do only minimum that is required. For example, in the case of GL account master, you transfer only account master table, which is GL00100. And then you need 2 additional steps. The first step, and these steps are done in the client interface. The first step is in maintenance CheckLinks. If you run CheckLinks for account master group, then you will recreate missing records in account index master, for example, which is GL00105. As well as you will recreate the segments in segment description table, GL4200. Also, CheckLinks creates in accounts payable and accounts receivable modules so-called key files. It adds records into key files. These key files will allow you to drill down from GL to the module itself, to the documents. And then the second step actually takes care about summary tables. And this step is done in GL, accounts receivable, accounts payable, in utilities, Reconcile. Let's take a look at Reconcile in General Ledger. Here you recalculate summaries for each year, open year, and all historical years. You recreate summaries for each account. In the same, you recreate in modules. In accounts receivable module, you recreate summaries by customer. And in accounts payable module, Reconcile recreates summaries by vendor.
Now let's do these 2 steps in client interface. Let's begin with CheckLinks. I'll show you just for account master only to make it short. Gonna print report to screen. Okay, as you can see, CheckLinks adds records into account index master table, account index master table. Plus, if we scroll down, we should see that it actually adds segments. And let's do the second step. it's going to be Tools, Utilities, Financials, Reconcile. Okay. So in Reconcile, we need to reconcile, first of all, open years. I mean, in lesson company, we have many open years. It's not normal. New situation. And then you will do historical years, but the result will be similar. So I'll show you just open years. Let's do it for open year 2017. Okay, so when we're done with Reconcile, you can see the summaries for accounts. Let's take a look at year 2017. And now you see the summaries for accounts. These are coming from summary tables. Now let's do similar in, let's say, accounts payable, beginning with CheckLinks. It will take a while. I'll just cut the process in video and show you the final results report. Okay, as you can see, it actually appends the missing records into PM key master file. Okay, and then the second step in accounts payable is utilities, purchasing, reconcile. In reconcile, you first do summary by vendors. As you can see here in the report, that before reconcile we had, let's say, 6,000, and after reconcile we had 20,000. Because actually these vendors exist in all three companies, because True Test and Test 2 are actually copies of TWO lesson company. So this number is tripled from this one. Okay, and now let's do purchasing, reconcile, and you have to do by fiscal year and then by calendar year for each year. Let's just do fiscal year for example. Okay, let's print to screen. Alright, so here you see the results for this vendor, for each vendor for just 1 year, 2017. So before it was $50, now it's $150.
If you need help, feel free to call us or even give us an email to us, and likely myself or one of our associates will contact you and help you out. Thank you very much, and feel free to give a comments to this video, or just directly contact me through YouTube. My name is Andrew Karasev, and I'm Dynamics GP, formerly Great Plains consultant in Alba Spectrum.